everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a famous slime shop review with slimes from Myhappyhobbyslimes, Cheesyslimes, and Popularslime. So let's just go ahead and get on into the video. First I'm going to be starting with Myhappyhobbyslimes. I haven't touched any of these slimes that I'm filming today in a while, so they could be sticky. So I'll let you know if I activate them during the video. So this is Melona Milk Tea, and it is just a plain, thick, and glossy slime. So this is definitely a little bit sticky, so I will be activating it, but it smells super, super good. It kind of reminds me of like a Bath & Body Works fragrance, but it smells just like you would think it would. I'm just going to show you the gloss real fast before I add activator. So this one, it does inflate quite a bit once you activate it. And so with this slime, once you play with it a lot or add activator and knead it, it does fluff up quite a bit. But it creates really good pokes. And when I first got it, it was super, super glossy. It creates really awesome bubbles as well, and overall I really, really like this slime and recommend it. The texture I have played with obviously before, and it's really, really good before it's all fluffed up as well. And it's just that like classic thick and glossy texture, but I think it's definitely a really, really great slime to have in your collection. Up next we have Scoops Ahoy. I'll show you my Instagram video of how it came originally. But yeah, so this is obviously the mixed version. I'll say this is one of my favorite scented slimes I have, especially for like a cookie ice cream, like dessert type scent. It smells so realistic, and it's just an awesome scent. The texture originally was very like a slow stretching, but now that it's softened up a little bit, it's less on the thicker side, I guess you could say. Inflatable in Sizzly Butterfizz. It has a bunch of super cute sprinkles in it. It has brown flow beads, and Java chips. And the Java chips add a super nice squishy texture to the slime. I'm going to add a tad bit of activator because the base is a little sticky, so it's not going to inflate as much. I'm going to let y'all hear the sizzles. This is a great option if you're looking for a little bit something different to put in your slime collection, but not to the point where it's like a weird texture. Like the textures mix and work really, really well together. But if you're someone who loves inflatable sizzly slimes, this is a great option for you. The last one I purchased from her is chocolate vanilla waffle cone, and the last time I played with it, inflated. So the rest is in here. That's why it doesn't look all the way full, but it came like stuffed to the top. And realistically, this is the fill line, so it's already over. She gave you like probably 10 ounces of slime instead of 8. This scent's a lot less, not as strong as the other two, but you can definitely smell the chocolate and vanilla in it. As you can see, it's super thick and glossy, and this hasn't been touched in probably 3 weeks to a month, and it's still not melted, which is amazing. There's a few sprinkles at the bottom as well. There. So it has a bunch of bigger flown beads, smaller ones, and then Chex pieces. And all the add-ins, and then also sprinkles, obviously. And all the add-ins just really add to the texture really well, but don't get in the way of poking and all that. So super thick and glossy and holdable, and it still stretches very well. and it makes really, really good bubble pop. Slime's really great if you love holdable slimes that create great bubbles and have add-ins in it. And I really see nothing wrong with the slime. The only thing I would change is adding a bit more scent in there. I could smell the scent a lot more when I first got it. I've only played with it like twice, so I don't know why I can't smell it as much anymore. But yeah, texture-wise, I give it a 10 out of 10. And the scent smells good, you just can't smell it as well as the other ones. The next slime is from Cheesyslimes. I don't remember the name of this, but it basically came with slushy beads and then the white foam bead layer like at the bottom. And I think it's like an ocean breeze type slime maybe. I'm assuming this will be sticky because it's clear based, but it's a jam-packed slushy bead slime. And the scent is like an oceany scent. It's kind of hard to explain, but it smells really good. So I'm going to activate this and then get back to it. So the slime is fully activated. I might have over-activated it a little bit. But what's amazing to me about this slime, it's jam-packed with beads, as you can see. No bead fallout, which is incredible. I don't know how she does that. I love how jam-packed this is with beads. It's so crunchy. And realistically, the beads don't really hurt your hands, but if you're someone that beads normally do, I don't recommend getting this just because the ratio of beads to slime, your hands do like kind of start hurting after a while just from squeezing beads basically. But if you're like me and love super crunchy slimes, then you'll love this. Be giving this slime a 10 out of 10. It's holdable, it's crunchy, there's no bead fallout. It's a scented sugar scrub or slushy slime, which the oil in that typically makes the beads fall out. So considering it's jam-packed and there's no bead fallout with it being scented, it's just so amazing, and there's absolutely nothing I would change about this slime. The last two slimes are from Popularslime. This is, I believe it's called a cream bread fluff. I have played with her slimes a lot more lately, so if there's any like debris in it, that is definitely from me playing with it. This scent smells really good. It's hard to explain. You definitely get like the saltiness from the bread, but also like an ice cream type scent. It's very unique, but it smells really good. The slime, it does stick to the container quite a bit. So it starts out super soft and creamy. And it's super duper stretchy as well. It's super spreadable. Super holdable. It does make some bubble pops, considering it's a butter. It's very pokey for butter slime, but my favorite thing about Liz's butter slimes is how much they inflate and how sizzly they get. So I'm going to show you all that right now. It does, her slimes do get a little sticky once they inflate. I'm also under hot studio light, so that doesn't help the situation much either. But there it is. I'd say it inflated probably like 3-ish ounces in about maybe a minute of inflating, which is very, very good. And I'm gonna let y'all hear the sizzles. And if you fluff it up and then just straight put it in the container, let it sit overnight, these sizzles are absolutely amazing. But I'm giving the slime itself a 10 out of 10. But I'm going to talk about the prices and stuff in a little bit. Last slime I have from her, I believe the name is Tofu Cheesecake Jelly. Now, I could be wrong on that, but I know it has tofu in it, and I think it has cheesecake. But it is a jelly slime. Not sure what the scent is, but it smells like a cheesecake type scent. It's not my favorite. It smells a little weird, but it's not like bad or anything. One thing I will say about this slime is when I got it, it was white. And I came back from vacation, it was brown, so I'm not quite sure how that happened. It's not that big of a deal, it's just a little something weird to point out. But yeah, it came as a super duper thick jelly slime. So I just added some activator to it, so I'm going to show y'all. It's a really great slime for poking, and you have to stretch it slowly. It does tear pretty often, even though it's still sticky, so that part's kind of bothering me. Like, it still sticks to my hands quite a bit, but it will rip very easily. But when it first came, especially, it wasn't sticky at all, but it was very hard to stretch. It creates really good bubbles. Okay, I'm just going to film this for a second without my studio lights on, just to show y'all the texture of it without it melting. So it's very clicky. It has a slow stretch to it, and it creates awesome bubbles, so I'll show y'all that. So yeah, I give this slime a 9 out of 10 just because the scent isn't that great and the tearing when you stretch it. So now that I've showed you all the textures of all the slimes and my ratings for the slimes themselves, I'm just going to review like the containers and the prices and all that. So these at convention prices are typically cheaper because the seller doesn't have to pay for bubble wrap and bubble mailers. Not always if they're like shipping it and all that stuff, but some sellers' prices do lower. So these were 6 ounces each, and they were, I believe, $11 a piece, which for me, and I'll put like the amount, like a price per ounce, just so y'all can evenly like figure out. But for me, that's very expensive, especially because these containers are super, super cheap, super easy to like rip, and the slimes were sticking to them. But these containers are probably 50 cents, 25 cents a thing, which is super cheap, whereas like my containers that I use are $1 each, and she doesn't have any name labels for any of her slimes. So that part's kind of disappointing with how big of a shop she is. Which her slimes are really high quality, and that's why I did go ahead and buy them. And I love butter slimes, and I bought a butter slime from her before, and I really liked it. But in general, it just kind of stinks that the containers are so cheap and plasticky, and there's no name label with how expensive per ounce it is. Like, my slimes come, here, I'll show you one. My slimes come in these containers, which are the container itself's $1 each. It comes with a side name label and a top label, and it's $9 for an 8 ounce. So I feel like when I buy from a lot of slime shops, especially bigger, they're really expensive. I have trouble like paying that much money because mine are $9 for an 8 ounce, and this is $11 for a 6 ounce with super cheap containers. But yeah, the pricing and stuff and the quality of the containers, not a huge fan of. But if you're fine with spending that much money, then the slime quality is great. Hers are $6, and not $6, they're 6 ounces. I believe they were $10 or $11. I don't quite remember. I think it's probably $10. I'll pop it up on the screen. But these containers are durable. They're like the bendy ones. So the containers are the more expensive ones, and probably a lot more, like probably around $1 each, and that's not her label. I wish she had name labels, but I think with all the beads in it, the price is pretty good. The only thing I wish is that there was like a name label. And last but not least, we have Myhappyhobbyslimes. Her packaging, I've always loved her packaging with the really cute washi tape, all the pictures and details in the name label, and she has her logo stickers on top. So her packaging, I give it 10 out of 10. It's my favorite out of all of these. Cheesyslimes, I'd probably give a 9 out of 10 just because there's no name label. Popularslime, like a 6 out of 10. But anyway, so I'm just gonna show you with this one. These were $13 for an 8 ounce, which again, mine are 9, so I just really struggle to pay that much because they're really expensive. But I wanted to get hers before she went back to college, and I've bought from her at last summer and I really like them. So again, if you're fine with spending that much, all these slimes are really great quality, but $13 for an 8 ounce, and it might be more when it's online too, is just really, really expensive. For this one, I understand with all the clay and the plastic snow and stuff, but this one that's just a glue all thick and glossy, I think that's really expensive for it. So that is it for my video today. I hope you all enjoyed, and this just helps you just discover shops and whether it's worth buying from them and all of that. If you have any questions, please comment them down below and comment what other types of videos you'd like to see from me. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel and click that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And give this video a thumbs up. So thanks for watching. Bye.